Okay. Okay, great. So now the conference is recording. Janine, I was just talking with Denise about planning and, the possibility that when you are successful, sometimes it leads to more stress and all of that. And we'll probably have a small handful of people on the call tonight, so we'll be able to kind of talk with each other a little bit more. When it gets over like 8 to 10 callers or something like that, that's when I'll do like the first 30 minutes of just talking and then allow the question and answers. So you can feel free to kind of ask questions tonight and things like that as I'm going along, because it's not going to be too much distraction. How's everybody doing?
Very good.
Hello? Good.
Very good.
All right, good. So as you saw with the title, basically just planning and using the RPM planning method in order to create the ultimate health and fitness for your life. Now, are both of you familiar with the RPM planning method? Like,
No.
You used it?
No.
Okay, so neither of you have actually used the method for planning, but you've heard of it, probably from Tony's event.
Right, I've heard of it at UPW, but never used it.
Okay, so this is going to be a good thing, because what I'm going to help you do is utilize a category of improvement as part of that plan to help you design your health and fitness for the new year. And I'm going to give you the framework for tonight on the call, so you have the boundaries and the parameters of what it is. And then, over the course of the next 30 days, we'll help you flesh that out, so that it becomes like a solidified plan for your health and wellness, going to the new year and for years to come, really. So the first thing this is about is, when you look at time management, there's a lot of time management systems all over the place. And when Tony created the OPA or the RPM system, it was originally OPA, which was Outcomes, Purpose, Action. And then he later renamed it to Results, Purpose, Massive Action, or Rapid Planning Method. And what he found was that all these time management systems were pretty much archaic, because they were all based on like to-do lists. And there was various methods of, rearranging or prioritizing items with A, B, C, or 1, 2, 3, or various different things. And then on top of that, after 2000, we've had this influx of digital products, of social media, of iPhones and tablets and all this stuff. So his general principle with time management was that time is really emotion. It's really a focus. It's really a feeling and an emotional state. And when we allow ourselves to be distracted by all the other tools and things that are out there, and we start trying to use those to quote-unquote manage time, sometimes it just runs away from us and we can't really get it under control. And this is especially serious for fitness, because that's the one thing that sometimes is easy to bypass, because we're just thinking, oh, well, I'll get around to it, or it's not as an urgent request of our time, as in maybe family or something that's immediately pressing with money or work or things like that. So in order to stay consistently fulfilled and really utilize our time well and balance that with working out, we have to understand that success without fulfillment is really failure, as Tony says. And I was just telling Denise that, even when you establish like these new opportunities and all these other people, you become successful, and then there's more people that you can contact. There's more people contacting you. And then also, if you learn more about fitness and you know what to do, there's more types of exercises you can do. There's more places where you can exercise. There's more choices you have. And as you saw with my information that I even put up, sometimes all the information can even be overwhelming. So my goal is to help you use this RPM system to really channel your focus into the useful parts of how you use your time and energy. And I'm going to give you something to write down right here. Do you have something to write with, Janine?
I do, yes.
Okay, great. This is something that's very important. There's 3 areas that consistently demand our focus in the absence of a plan. Okay, and this is from Tony's Time of Your Life system that goes with the RPM system. basically the first thing is fear. And basically, you know, we're going to avoid doing anything that we believe has the potential to give us pain. And unfortunately, you know, doing squats or push-ups or working out, doing some new workout plan, running somewhere, the first thing we usually think about in our mind is pain, right? So as human beings, we have that natural tendency to avoid that, and it's a survival instinct. So that's why I said in the absence of a plan, you know, that's going to come up, fear and avoidance of pain. The second thing, number 2, that is a major area demanding our focus is demands from other people. And that's also labeled as another form of pain as well, because we don't want to disappoint people. And, you know, this is a big issue that I've dealt with some of my clients that want to, you know, really change their diet and everything, and then people are inviting them out for pizza and beer and cocktail parties and all this stuff. Excuse me, and they want to try to maintain those business relationships or family relationships or whatever, but those demands from other people kind of pull on them. Or it may be that they wanted to work out, but then they have a social gathering and things like that. So that's number 2, demands from other people. Right, and then number 3 is pleasure. So pleasure comes down to the form of, you know, things that are instant gratification. And so because of the stresses that we have, sometimes what we're looking for is something that will make us feel good immediately. Like, for example, having something comforting to eat or drink, or some people smoking. And also social media and the use of all these gadgets and tools and Facebook and stuff have become a form of that instant gratification pleasure.
Right.
So my point with these 3 things, pain, demands from other people, and pleasure, is that, you know, if we don't have this RPM plan set up for your health and fitness, then what's going to happen is these 3 things are going to come biting at your tails week to week and then day to day. And then that's going to cause you to drift away from what you really want from your body. And to some degree, that's happened to all of us before. So our goal now is to actually prevent that from happening. Okay? So those are the things that usually pull our focus away. And if time is really an emotion, it's a focus of energy, then, you know, we have to control the focus. So the way that we're going to control the focus is we're going to really create a vision we're going to look at things the way they are. We're going to look at things, we're going to try to work at and looking at things the better than they can be, which is creating a vision. And then we're going to take action to create what we want. All right? And so the way that we do that is by using what we call RPM. And RPM stands for Result, Purpose, Massive Action, if you want to get that down. Okay?
Massive action.
So result, purpose, massive action. Now, next to result, you could write, what do I want? And next to purpose, you can write, why do I want it? And next to massive action, you can write, how am I going to get it or create it or achieve it or do it? So what's my outcome? What's my purpose? What actions must I take? So what do I really want? Why do I want it? How am I going to get it? So this is really, you know, I discovered this system, thank God, when I was about like 21 years old. I had read Tony's material, Awaken the Giant Within, and Personal Power, and I was generating the ability to act and make decisions and take on new challenges and all these things. And I started realizing that there wasn't 24 hours in a day to do all the things I really desired to do, that I wanted to create. And so I was a little confused because I was like as Denise, you were saying that, you know, I was growing. And so I was like wondering, like, man, like this and then we get back to those old questions. Am I enough? And things like that. Like, is it me? Am I not able to accomplish all these things? And then I realized that Tony did have this RPM system. And so out of curiosity, I just ordered it, and I got it, and I dove into it. And I was 21 years old, and I've used it for the last 13 years. I've done all kinds of things, written books, made music, got into fitness, and, learned public speaking and all these things, learned a lot of different skills. And the only way I was able to do it is because I've been asking these 3 questions constantly since that time period. So I don't want you to underestimate the power that this is going to have, not just for your fitness, but then when you begin expanding it into other areas of your life as well, because your fitness and your body, as I said, is going to be the core of everything else you're going to do. So it's really awesome that you're being introduced to this through the lens of fitness, because even if you use the entire system, the most important thing is to make sure you take care of you and take care of your body. So do you have any questions about that yet, since it's just a couple of you right now?
No, I'm good.
No.
Okay, great. So that's pretty clear. And so what happens is that, we usually have these to-do lists of things that we have to do. And for fitness, it tends to be things like I'm going to go to the grocery store and get some greens, like some cucumbers, or I'm going to go work out today, or I'm going to jog, or I'm going to go sign up for that gym or that class or whatever. And, we're trying to fit this into the rest of our day. The RPM system is going to guide us in terms of, we don't want to start with those activities first, because those are really strategies and tactics. And that's why I emphasize in my program that I want to help you design a vision first. And typically in this whole entire system, we would have your personal categories of improvement in your life. We would have your professional categories of improvement in life. And then in each of those categories, like personal, we would have like health and fitness, or work and career, or relationships, and so forth. But I'm going to help you focus on fitness and help you craft a vision, first of all, overall for your entire being as a healthy human being, right? So this is something that you can write down, and you'll be able to go to remind you to tap into the greatest part of yourself in order to live out your fitness lifestyle that expands and grows. So, but in order to do that, we have to really establish that as a category of improvement. And so this is something I'd like for you to write down as well. We're going to write 1 through 7 on your paper, if you have that. Mm-hmm. 1 through 7. So these are basically 7 pieces that we're going to create for this particular category of, let's say this category in your life is considered health, fitness, and wellness. And, we also encourage you to use fancy names or names that are fun to you for your health and wellness. Like you could just say, super dancer extraordinaire or whatever, I like to use world-class athlete, master martial artist, whatever really intrigues you emotionally and gets you hooked into it, besides just saying health and fitness, will actually draw you into it more. So like at the top of the page, you had, super athlete extraordinaire. Then number 1 through 7 down through that page, you're going to create these 7 different things. Number 1 is going to be your vision. So that's going to basically be a small paragraph that encapsulates you imagining you at your best as this individual from a fitness perspective. And the vision is just going to include everything specific, like how you look, what you're doing, what it's like, the type of things you can do, anything that really engages you, gives you something to look forward to about who you're becoming in that vision. Number 2 is going to be your ultimate purpose, which is going to indicate more of the reasons why you want to do this. Like if you really feel that by having a fit, healthy body, you'll have more energy for business, or you'll have more energy to spend time with your family, or you'll have more exciting relationships, or whatever it is, you really need to tap into that ultimate purpose of why. Okay? So that's 1 and 2. Okay? And number 3 is going to be what's called roles. Roles are, let's say that you're starting to work out, and this is a perfect example for Janine. You talked a lot about yoga, right?
Mm-hmm.
So being that you're interested in yoga, you could put one of your roles is, traveling yogi or something like that, right? Mm-hmm. And another role could be, like Denise, I think you're interested a lot in dance, right?
I love to dance, yes.
Right. So you don't have to have one role. You could maybe have a couple of 3 roles. And, like, you could have a role like super dancer, and then you could have a role like traveling yogi. And that's all under your that category of improvement, right? So that would be number 3, is just identifying 2 or 3 specific roles of the type of fitness that you're doing, or the type of person that you are when you're doing fitness. Critical. That's critical. This is a really critical part, because I found that most people that actually get success and results in fitness, they have some sort of identity with their fitness lifestyle. Because if someone just says, oh, well, I want to lose 50 pounds, or I want to lose 30 pounds, they're just a person who wants to lose 50 pounds or 30 pounds. But if someone says, I'm a traveling yogi and I need to look good when I'm on the beach instructing 30 other people, their motivation to get fit is going to be a lot different.
Absolutely. Perfect.
Yeah, exactly. Because identity is the most consistent thing we want to try to stay with in our lives, because we don't want to appear as like, crazy or something, right? So if people look at us as that and we expect that, then we're going to more or less follow suit with it. And I had one client, she was very good with running, and so she just kind of became a runner, and she looks at herself as a runner now, and she lost so much weight just from that. Okay, so the number 4 is going to be called 3 to Thrive.
What's
so
to thrive?
3, as in the number 3 to thrive.
Oh, 3 to thrive. Okay.
3 to thrive. So that 4th area is going to be the top 3, let's just say the top 3 focuses you want to have within this huge category. So if this huge category fits, fitness extraordinaire, and you have your roles, then you want to pick maybe, 3 things that are a challenge for you, or 3 things that are going to keep this thing together. So it could be, whole nutrition, and I can give you some guidance fitness that, you definitely need some sort of resistance training. You definitely need some sort of cardio. You definitely need flexibility, good nutrition and food, and then also supplementation. So I would maybe say, pick the areas of that that are the most challenging for you, because what you're going to do is you're going to create a focus around these 3 things or 4 things, and really use those to pull you toward the activities you do to improve your health and fitness, and they're going to be markers of how you're improving. Does that make sense?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay, great. So the 5th thing is going to be your resources. These are your means for achieving the results in each category. So in this particular fitness category, you're looking at it from the frame that I am going to improve my health and fitness. I'm going to achieve this vision. I know why. I know who I'm going to be when I'm in my fitness. I know what I'm going to focus on. Then this number 5 is kind of asking the question to be resourceful. What resources do I have at my disposal to get this to happen, to make this happen, to become this? For example, Janine, you said you have a kettlebell. That's a resource. or access to a yoga studio. Or Denise, you were talking about, I believe you're talking about music and things like listening to music. Those are all resources.
Yeah. And the gym,
those are all.
The gym is a resource.
Say it again.
I said the gym. The gym has a lot. The LA Fitness has a lot of resources there if I tap into them.
Absolutely. So anything, a gym, a book, a DVD, I'm a resource. I'm going to put resources like some workouts into the Facebook program. So all of these things are resources, and you want to kind of get those listed out ahead of time, because when things become challenging or difficult, the resources are kind of like a toolbox that you kind of use to mix things up. But if you don't really have a list of it, sometimes your mind can go immediately to, I don't have what I need, I'm not going to do this, you know.
Oh, absolutely. I've been there. I know
of course,
exactly.
yeah.
I'm starting a new job, so I know that if I'm not focused, I'll get involved in work, and it's going to be too hard, and I won't work out.
Yeah, and we also want to make some of the resources simple. Yeah, I've done it before. We've all done it before. And when we have the resources as something simple, then it's like, oh, okay, well, I can use this, I can use that, I can do this, I can do that. It's just a little more hopeful view of something that could have been, worse. Okay, and so then number 6 is going to be 1 year, 6 months, and 90-day results. Okay, that's going to be number 6.
Okay.
And so what that's going to be is very clear. You want to know that you have this ultimate vision for how you're going to be with your fitness, as your life moves forward. But you want to know by December 31st, 2014, or January 1st, 2015, you have achieved X, Y, Z. And then maybe you want to back that up and say, okay, in order to get that by January 2015, I need to achieve X, Y, Z by June 2014. And then in January, February, March 2014, by the time March gets here, I want to be here. Whether that's, a certain amount of weight loss, a certain performance level, like I can run a mile in this many minutes, or I can exercise with my heart rate at this level. It has to be something specific that we're going to use, and I'll help you later on craft that, but we're going to have that is going to be number 6, 1 year, 6 month, and 90-day results.
Okay.
Okay, so now once that entire framework is set up, we have number 7. Number 7 is your RPM action plans, or RPM blocks. Okay. And you could even draw like a pyramid next to these, or a little corner of your page. I don't know how much room you have, but basically, if you were to draw a pyramid, meaning the vision is like the pointed capstone, and then the drive, then the resources, then the plan, the result plans, then the RPM action plans.
Okay.
Basically, this is like a little metaphysical. It might seem a little weird, but your RPM action plans are like the building blocks of your life, because the activity in the physical world is the building block. The hope and dream and desire you have to become this super fitness phenomenon of a person is a desire that you have within yourself, so it's kind of a higher level expectation of yourself. But in order to get that, there has to be something built. There has to be a groundwork built, and that groundwork is your daily activity. And even in martial arts, that's what they say to us is like, training is the sharpening of your tools and the refining of your spirit. So every punch that we throw, every kick that we do, every push-up that we do is a building block to that higher self, right? So that's how you actually create this as a category of improvement, and then, you have that, and this list can be tweaked like, once a year or twice a year or something like that. But once this list is in place, it doesn't really have to change that much. It's just a page that you come back to once a week, and you look at it. You look at it at that page of all these things, and then you go back and say, wow, I'm making progress on this, but I'm not making progress on that. And then you go to your RPM blocks. Okay? So any questions on that? That's just creating a vision for your success for the whole category. Kind of a very top-down approach.
Okay.
All clear?
Yes.
Okay. So the next thing is actually understanding how is this implemented on a weekly and a daily basis. Okay. So there's a couple of ways that I can describe this. First, let me just tell you what an RPM block is. Now, I put a sample sheet in the file section of the Facebook, and it just says RPM Time of Your Life Workbook Sample. So let me just first tell you what an RPM block is, so that you can utilize that. So then I'll go back and tell you how a block fits into a project, a week, and a day.
Okay.
So we've already established the questions. What do you want? Why do you want it? And how are you going to get it? Well, Tony designed a very, very specific way of writing this out and planning this out. And it's actually a visual chunking tool. So the way it works is if you have a piece of paper and you draw, let's say you write 3 sections going across. One is going to say action, the second is going to say result, and the third is going to say purpose going across.
I'm sorry, action?
Action, result, purpose.
Got it.
Right. So without, this is something I can also, you'll see visually as well. I might even add on to it with one of the pieces of the webinars too. But basically, the result is in the middle because that's what we're targeting. And the purpose is on the right-hand side because that's kind of a right brain activity because we're tapping into emotions and we're tapping into the feelings and things we want to experience. And then to the left is more of the analytical step-by-step action plan. So this is just literally a way to write down what you want to accomplish on a page in one block format. And then what we do is basically on the left side of the action, we usually write leverage, duration, and priority. And there's some blocks there that can be used for that. But you don't have to worry about all those details right now. The most important thing is I want you to see is that what we do is write a result in the middle, and then we write the reason why we want the result on the right, and then usually we'll write like 1 to 7 action items on the left. And that's what you call an RPM block. Okay, is that clear?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay. So an RPM block can be utilized in an entire project. We could have an entire project with 10 to 12 RPM blocks, meaning that we have 10 very important key results that we're going after and reasons with those, and then we have a number of action items with all of those different blocks. An RPM block can also be used to create a weekly plan, which is, again, let's say you have maybe 8 to 10 different results that you want to accomplish that week. And then for each result, we have a number of action items that we may or may not do to accomplish that result. And then also for a day, the day is maybe, let's say, 4 to 5 results that we want to accomplish in that one day. And then we have 4 or 5 to 6 items for each result. Now for fitness, you don't need, this is like if you're going to use it for your whole life, right? If you're going to plan an entire week, one RPM block would be to get a result in your fitness for that week. So by starting you with just the RPM blocks just for your fitness, you'll see how you can add on to it for other areas too if you want to. But right now,
I would.
You see what I mean? But right now, it's very simple. Yeah.
Yes. With the things
I
want to do in my life, I could definitely benefit from the having a plan and how to get there.
Exactly. But for right now, we'll use it for the fitness just because that's my area of expertise.
Right.
And that's what I'm focused on to help you all with. But what we'll do is we'll create an RPM project, which is whatever your particular project is for your goals and results. And I've talked with Janine, I talked with you a little more specifically. Denise, we still have to do a coaching session. But I'll go over your particular unique plan and help you create an RPM plan for that.
That would be great.
Okay, so the results, though, that we want to get are going to involve things like, to make sure that I'm eating what I need to fuel my body, right? So a result might be I want to wake up feeling vibrant with a lot of energy and be able to do XYZ tomorrow, right, or today. And the reason why I want to do that is because, I want to just feel alive. I want to feel just the celebration, the fulfillment of knowing that I'm, living life to the fullest. You see, so we use like small words and simple words that mean a lot in our gut, that make us feel really good. So then the action plan, now we get to the actions, which would be something like go running, stop by the grocery store and get fruit, lift weights, schedule a massage, schedule yoga. Now here's the secret. This is the beauty of the entire system. The beauty of the entire system is you don't necessarily have to do all of the action items to get the result. And so you prioritize the action items, and they're there, and you basically make 1 or 2 of them a must item. Like, okay, if I want to make major progress in my physical body today, and I have go running, buy running shoes, lift weights, schedule a massage, well, if I buy running shoes but I didn't go running, it looks like I'm I'm kind of looking like I'm doing something, but I didn't really do anything. So the top item would actually be, unless you don't have any running shoes at all, then you would prioritize that number 1. And then number 2 would actually be to go do the running.
Right, sure.
And then maybe you didn't lift weights, but if you schedule a massage, that's good too. But if you buy the running shoes and you go running, it's safe to say that you have made major progress on your physical body. But if you buy running shoes and you schedule a massage, chances are you didn't make as much progress on your physical body. So, and then if you don't have a result and you just schedule a massage, then you lift some weights, and you go buy some running shoes, and you go running, but you don't really have a sequence to things, sometimes that can be really stressful too, because you're not kind of like foreseeing how things fit together, and it makes life stressful. Like, let's say you have a plan to lift weights, but you forgot to check into something with the gym or whatever, and you go there, and then you have to wait for 30 minutes because something, and they don't have your card or whatever, and then you didn't get a locker. So that's how kind of stressful things pop up. But if you had in your plan, my result is to make major progress in my body, I'm going to call the gym, I'm going to meet the trainer, I'm going to get everything with my locker set up, and lift weights, run. If I don't get some of these done, at least I know these need to be done, and that is going to make my gym experience smoother. Then you have that plan, and you're foreseeing these things, and you get through it easier.
Do you have this in a chart made up already?
I do. I do have some stuff I'm going to send you. I'll send you a couple of diagrams that you can use.
Yeah, that's.
I just wanted to cover the overall with the call because it's hard to do on the phone.
Sure.
But yes. And then, you basically, what you're doing is you're taking these blocks and you're saying a week in advance, you're saying, okay, it's Sunday night. This is what I want for results for my fitness this week. And you write the result, you write the reason why, and then you write some action items for what you're going to do towards your fitness. But before you do that, you're referencing your whole vision and everything to get you excited.
Okay.
So that's pretty much how it works. You're basically envisioning what you, and this is just to simplify it for you, for conceptually. You're visualizing what you want to do fitness-wise all week. You're associating why you're going to do it, and then you're foreseeing and planning ahead the action steps you're going to take, so that you can you can get those done. But if something happens and gets in the way, then you've at least done something toward it. And then you may be able to leverage it and not have to do all of it and still get the result. And then there's cool things like you can put down like that will take no extra time, like maybe there's something you want to listen to, like an audio book, and you're going to do that while you're exercising. Or you're going to do some gratitude exercises or gratitude statements for yourself while you're walking or running or something. And then you're now knocking out a couple of results in just a few action items.
Okay.
So that's the beauty of how RPM works. And then you just become like kind of it comes like he says a magnificent obsession a little bit, and you just start doing these things consistently. So if you have like weight loss as a major result, that becomes a project. And so then you build out the RPM blocks for that project, and then you pull from that project each week one or two things you're going to do. And then as each day comes up, you kind of hone in the focus just a little more detailed as each day comes up. Okay, now let me go to one last thing, and I'll let you we'll just go back and forth and ask some different questions and stuff. One last thing is, what happens about the things you already have to do? And this is going to be, you could just write down the 5 major steps of planning.
Okay.
So this is like, okay, yeah, bio, all this stuff about blocks and everything is cool, but what about all this barrage of mail I have, or the people that are already calling me, or the emails that I have, or the stuff I have to do and get done? So the key to this is that you need to schedule are you both using like some sort of a planner or a schedule book for appointments or just times to do other things?
Yeah.
A calendar. I love
calendar. Yeah, that's fine. Well, anything like that. Yeah. So the calendar, you're going to want to put on like either like a Friday afternoon or a Sunday evening or Sunday during the day. Either Friday or Sunday tends to be the best. You need to chunk 1 hour on a Friday or a Sunday to plan the next week.
Okay.
That's a must do, non-negotiable activity that you've got to schedule in there. It doesn't matter what time you do it on Friday or Saturday, but this is what's going to set you up ahead to not be bombarded as the week goes on.
Right, okay.
So in that particular hour, then you're going to do these 5 master steps of planning. Number 1, you capture your ideas, wants, and needs. Okay. Number 2, just let me know you got that down?
Mm-hmm.
Number 2, you're going to create the RPM Master Weekly Plan. Okay. And then number 3, you're actually going to block out time and resolve to do the must-do items or actions. So 3 is commit to block time. And number 4 is schedule specific time to work on your results. And then finally, number 5 is complete, measure, and celebrate results. Mm-hmm. And it's not going to be easy. I've been doing this for a long, long time, and everybody that I've ever known that I've talked to that has either used RPM or has been exposed to it has never done, I mean, they haven't told me that they've done this 100% perfectly. So don't beat yourself up if you don't do it 100% perfectly. But we want to, like anything in life, it's like, you know, if we're going for the Olympics, it just requires a certain level of dedication to it. You know, if we want to have the best feelings and emotions and just be fully alive, it's just going to take a little bit of effort to get the ball rolling and momentum. But at least if you could do this to at least, you know, 80% of your best to at least do these activities, to plan this way, then it's going to make a dramatic shift in the other stuff that I'm giving you, like the strategies and the tools. And that's why I'm giving you this first, because I can tell you what to do all day and night, and if you're not able to implement it and apply it effectively, it's not going to be for anything.
Yeah.
So I'm going to support you in this process, and it's a part of coaching as well. Like, as I'm coaching you through the process, I can kind of hold you accountable to the things that you set to do in terms of results and the actions and the workouts. And then completing, measuring, celebrating it is like a way of being. Sometimes some people actually do this system, but then they don't measure and celebrate anything. So it's kind of like this empty feeling, like you just keep doing stuff and you just look for the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. And it's important, if you've lost a pound or two, to look at yourself in the mirror and smile and say you rock and be happy and pat yourself on the back and all that. Because you want to reinforce good feelings and associations to eating well, to working out well, and to getting results. And then it becomes contagious.
Right. That's really important. I push hard. You know, like I changed my food, you know, drastically and all that, and I'm the last one to celebrate and pat myself on the back. Just keep pushing.
Oh, you gotta give yourself some love.
Yep.
Well, you did today. You said you got a massage, right?
You stop burning yourself out. I stopped burning myself out because you're not you know, you're not giving yourself credit.
Okay, and then so Janine, did you have any questions or comments?
No, it sounds like this is what I really need to do to get the results.
Yes.
Like for me, I need things to be black and white, and I need charts.
Mm-hmm.
Charts make me feel very accountable because I like to fill in the chart.
Mm-hmm.
I like to see it on paper. So
great, that's wonderful. So what we'll do is I'll give you some templates. I'm gonna email you, actually both. I'll email you some templates that you can use to begin tracking and charting, and, you know, however, to whatever degree you want to. Everybody's different. Some people like to do it on paper. Some people like to do it in Excel files. Some people like Microsoft Word or whatever. Just anything that helps you track it.
Can you email it opposed to putting it on the Facebook page?
Yeah, I think I will, because that'll keep that from being too cluttered.
Yeah, that would be terrific.
Yeah, because that way you can also print it out if you need to and things like that. You don't have to worry about downloading it again.
Yeah, that'd be great.
And so what I'd like to leave you with as far as action to move forward with, and we'll kind of talk about this and play with it a little bit now, is that we got to backtrack a little bit and go back to the category of improvement, this overall category. The first thing that you're going to need to do is to create that vision, the overall vision, and then the why and the purpose.
Okay.
So the way to do that is definitely going to be, you want to get into a peak state. You want to, both of you maybe can throw out some things there, some ideas to help with this. But like, if you have like a favorite piece of music that you like, if there's something that you really do that you enjoy a lot, that's going to be the moment when you want to kind of capture that vision.
Okay.
Like, you know what I mean? Like let's say if you like doing yoga or something, like, you know, wake up in the morning, you eat a great breakfast, you do a little yoga, and then while you're feeling kind of relaxed and worked out, then you kind of like look out the window and you just imagine this fitness vision that you have for yourself, and you try to capture that. Because if you try to do it in a downward state, oh man, it doesn't work. It's like if you were down in the dark watching TV, and then, you know, that's what's going to come out of you. But if you're like up and your chest is open and you're smiling and you're physically alert, you're going to come up with a better vision. You might even go to somewhere inspired, you know, and like look over something beautiful and do it. Right? And that becomes a gem for you. It becomes something that you come back to remind you of that state that you were in. And the same thing with the purpose. I would do the whole page, the 1 through 7. I would do that in a peak state with, you know, special scenery or something, or just a special moment in a peak state. That way you'll be in a peak state when you capture that whole thing. And then that way, do you have any ideas of, maybe you want to throw out there some ideas of what you could do to make that exciting, to create that? Just so both of you have some ideas just going into it.
Oh, you mean like ideas of what we can do to get us in the peak state? Yeah,
like, or just some ideas of something you might imagine, a way to get the best out of yourself in creating that vision or the page.
I know for me, I love to dance, and at my gym, they have Zumba, and like I took a Zumba class on Thanksgiving, and I was just, you know, after an hour of dancing and the music and, you know, just shaking, and I came home in a peak state.
Awesome. So then that would be the type of moment then that you would really capture how all of that feels and how you want to continue that and how you want to be more of that. You know what I mean?
Right. So I could take like a Zumba class or something like that.
Yeah, and just, you know, you don't have to wait for it to do that. You might start the paragraph, and then when you take it, you kind of add to it or something. Right.
That sounds good.
Yeah, and it's always like a little work of art, that one page. That one page is just the ultimate fitness of you, you know, and you can always come back to it and add another page or adjust it or build on it. What about you, Janine? Anything?
Yeah, you know, when I'm in my yoga classes and when I finish my yoga, I'm definitely in a peak state. I'm thrilled that I was there. I'm grateful for the experience, and I want to do more of it. But it's funny. It's funny though. When I'm not there, I'm okay. But when I'm there, I want it more.
Right.
Do you see what I'm saying? It's like sometimes I don't miss it when I don't go, but when I'm there, it's very intoxicating to me. So
yes, and I think a lot of physical activities are like that.
Yeah.
I can remember many moments of workouts that I kind of dreaded, and then after I did the workout, I was like, man, I'm so glad I did that.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, and that's something interesting about human nature and the human body. It's kind of like once we get going, we kind of tend to keep going. It's kind of like they say like a body.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
but to get there, like once I walk in the gym, like if I'm going to use the gym as a reference, once I walk in the gym, nobody has to say a word to me to motivate me. I'm there and I'm ready. But to get the sneakers on, like this morning, was overcast and foggy around here and rainy and dark.
Yeah.
You know, to get the sneakers, put the pants on, you know, that takes more motivation than once I'm there. You know, and the same thing with work. If I'm, you know, not enjoying my job or just like it gets, you know, monotony and routine, I don't want to go to work. Once I'm at work, I'm fine. But it's like getting ready and getting dressed and motivating myself to, like, get in the shower and, like, once you're there, you do what you're supposed to do. But it's like getting there is half the showing up is half the work.
Exactly.
Right. So so that's pretty much what you want to do is get into the peak state with that. And then as we go forward, I'll help guide you with, you'll kind of like give me some of your results. Maybe you can email me some things that you're planning, and I'll help tweak them, and we'll just use this. This is your framework, and I wanted it to be that way. I wanted this to be your framework for the other things that I give you. Normally when I have fitness clients, I'm not able to go into this depth because usually, in the past, I was dealing with them more as just a personal trained client unless they're a private client. And even then, it's kind of difficult because you only have that 1 hour of time. So I'd have to do extra coaching for this. But because both of you are a little more familiar with Tony Robbins material and things like that, there's things I don't have to reference, like getting into a peak state and stuff like that.
Yep.
Great.
You know all of that already, so this is, I'm just glad that I can help you to do more of what you already do, and just structure that help better for you.
Yeah, and for me, Bio,
you've been really awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Just keep it simple.
Mm-hmm.
Keep the form simple, like very clear and very simple.
Mm-hmm.
So great for me.
Okay. So like the RPM forms itself?
Yeah. Whatever forms.
Yeah.
This. What? And even if you say Janine, and that other woman's name,
Denise.
This is what I need you to do once a week. This is what I need you to fill out every day.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll do it. I'm like very good at doing my homework. Just tell me what to do. You know what I'm saying?
Got you. Yeah.
Yeah, just tell me what to do, and I'll make sure to do it.
Mm-hmm.
You told me to
that's the magic of accountability. That's what
well,
it's
right.
all about,
So Bio's been, Bio, this week you sent like a lot of, emails and conference calls and all that, and I'm like, well, even if I didn't work out, he's in my head.
Well, and I didn't mean to be that much in your head, obviously, but what happened is the Facebook, the way that it works, it's a great tool. There's just some little flaws with it. One is that when you post one item, it has these notifications and all that, and then it stacks them up in the members lounge thing there. So I kind of had to readjust, some of that. But I think it's a little better now because I have all the calls scheduled in the events. So, you kind of get an idea. I think that's important to get a view of everything. And then photos and videos and files.
But I'm not complaining because it's a good thing. It's a good thing that.
Yeah.
It's a good thing, especially someone who's trying to, get back into an exercise routine. So even if I didn't want to go, it's like, well, I have a few emails from Bio. I got a Facebook. I got this. I got to go.
Well, what I want to do, too, is I took the workouts out of the Facebook, and I'm going to send those to you individually. And all they are is just options of exercises that you can do.
Great.
So tonight I'm going to send you both some sample workouts and then a simple RPM thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You can begin playing with that. So now you have something specific physically to do, and then you have the RPM framework of how to approach it.
Okay.
And fit it into your schedule and your day. And of course, anything you're doing right now with nutrition that you're doing to keep better and on track of that, keep doing it. I got more stuff on that, but again, I want to keep it one thing at a time. But
right, absolutely.
Just, so it's kind of, all of this, the beauty of it is that this is life. Like fitness and wellness is like a lifelong mastery thing. It's not that this program is just going to just transform you immediately and have you master everything in 30 days, but I think that I've known enough and done enough that I can at least set up such a solid foundation for you that, this is just an area of your life that you're proud about, that's going well, and that you don't have any challenges with. that are challenges you can't conquer.
I mean, it has to fit into your lifestyle, but you have to the eating, the fitness, it has to be a priority.
Right.
When I choose restaurants now, I'm choosing restaurants that I know, that I can eat what my program is. I'm not going for pizza and that, and just, I said I made a decision. I'm going to go for sushi or, something that's healthier.
Yeah.
So that it has to fit your lifestyle, but yet, it has to. It can't take over, but yet it's life. Life's going to happen. You're not going to be able to just stop everything and get your eating and your exercise program down pat. Life is still going to evolve, so you have to somehow incorporate it, into your lifestyle.
Exactly. All right, I think that we've come to about an hour here. That's hopefully that's enough to take in for right now. Again, I'm really passionate about all this. Of course, imagine on top of that with Tony's material and all the other things I do as well. It's so easy for me to keep going, but we're going to leave it at this, and then there's just a lot more. There's a lot more to add to what we've done, and I just look forward to helping you both get amazing results.
Well, great. Thank you so much, Bio. It was nice meeting you, Janine.
Same here. Thank you so much.
Awesome.
I'll be in touch.
Great. All right, ladies, have a good night, and I'm going to email you that stuff right after the call here.
Okay, Bio. Take care.
Bye-bye.
All right. Have a good night. Bye.
You too. Bye-bye.